What's up, Walking Dead friends and family? This is Brian Constrollo again with another review for Fear the Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 12, titled In Dreams. And this was big episode, really good. Karen David, who plays Grace, was amazing. Lennie James was amazing, who of course plays Morgan Jones. We also had Nick Stahl, who played an awesome role as Riley, and we had a newcomer who's kind of one and done. Her name is Sahana Sprinted Vasan. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she played Athena, which was Grace's daughter in this episode. And so the episode starts, and right from the beginning, you see vultures circling around, and of course, that's kind of signifies death, that someone's going to die. So you're going through this episode, which is really cool and kind of trippy. You got lots of variations of hues. It was kind of hazy because this was right out of a dream from Grace, and she's thinking that she's seeing, Morgan. She comes back, and I believe it's like 16 years later, and she's saved by Athena, who is her daughter, but she doesn't realize that. And we see old man Morgan, and they're going through this dream sequence, and she's learning a lot. We find out that, let's see, Wes, Luciana, and Alicia go off to the stadium. We find out that Strand and Daniel are living in with them, and they're actually buddies now. We see Dwight and his real son, who's playing his son John, and he's together with Sherry in this. So it's kind of like this beautiful scene of what could happen. But we know in dream sequences that this is kind of reflecting of what they would like it to be, but I can see a lot of bad things coming. And one thing that's kind of interesting is Morgan mentions how, he believes that Al is actually chasing after someone. So I don't, kind of interesting that rears his head. But they're going through this dream sequence, and in the dream sequence, they're fighting walkers. There's one particular scene where this walker says "Don't mess with Texas" on the shirt, and they're killing it over and over again, and it's just kind of playing, kind of like Groundhog Day, and going back and forth. And then it comes back to the real world, and where we see Nick Stahl, who's playing Riley, who finds out where Morgan and Grace are, where she's having the dream, and the reason why she's having this dream is because she's been knocked out from an explosion, and we see that in the dream sequence as well, and she's getting ready to have birth, but she's totally out of it. And meanwhile, the end is the beginning people are after them, and there's this amazing scene where the end is the beginning people have cornered Morgan, and he has her in a wheelbarrow, and he blockaded off while he's trying to fight them, and they come in with knives, which is kind of weird. I don't know, but they're looking for this key that Morgan has. I don't really understand how they know that Morgan has this key, but Morgan takes them all out, kills all of them, and then in the dream sequence, as he's doing it, well, right before that, they're killing these walkers, and they're showing up in the dream sequence, and we see the end is the beginning people, including Riley, and they're walkers, and they're kind of talking to Athena in this dream sequence, and then in the dream sequence, we see he's coming after her, but then old man Morgan saves her. We see, and then she's then all of a sudden she falls, and she's in pain, like she's dying, and that's because Grace is having trouble with giving birth, and just this real crazy sequence. And finally, let's great, Grace is, having going through birth, and and it's this really kind of beautiful moment that's going throughout the whole episode of how Athena, once they finally figure out that they're mom and daughter, how they're never going to hear each other. She takes this Walkman that has music that Grace leaves for her, and while she's giving birth, she's talking into it, and kind of leaving a message behind for her. And then Morgan's delivering the baby after everything that went happened. After he killed the in the dream, well, in actually in real life, he killed the innocent beginning people, all except Riley, who he stabbed with a with his bow staff. And and they're they're fighting, but then Riley comes back in with a truck, and he has a gun this time, and he demands the key, which is going to be really interesting because now he has access to the submarine. Are they going to blow the top up with the nukes? What's going to happen? What is his key doing? But back to this, she's giving birth, and all throughout the episode, we're kind of being fed or led to believe that Grace is about to die, but the baby dies. And it was heartbreaking and sad, but just all around amazing episode. We saw some Easter eggs that did a callback to season 5 when you saw the walker reaching for the bird in the cage. We saw as they were on this white horse and coming through these cars that were parked, we see a person in a hazmat suit, and we learn that the dad, Athena's actual dad, Matthew, he was killed at the power plant. But yeah, amazing episode. This is a really well written episode. I believe Michael Satrazemis, and I know I'm messing that up, was behind this one, but excellent episode. You guys got to watch this. But what I really want to talk about is they released some of the rest of the titles and the synopsis for the rest of the way, and episode 614 is titled Mother. Now, in the past episode, we learned that Teddy is a mama's boy. We're going to come back to that, but the synopsis for this episode, which really, had my ears going, was a captive Alicia reunites with old friends and must confront her past. So who is Alicia's old friends? Who is she meeting back? I'm going through some of the people who are gone that she might remember, like Walker, one of my favorite characters in this entire thing. Is he coming back? But more importantly, it's titled Mother. Is Madison coming back? And I've always said she will return. But yeah, excellent episode. Madison lives. And that's 614. Cannot wait for all these episodes coming through. It's been an amazing season so far. And as always, in all these reviews, I do a shout out. This one is going to my buddy Jimmy Harrison. I'm gonna put his YouTube in the comment description below. But yeah, what I want you to do is go to his YouTube, and I want you to ask him about his zombie story that he's creating. He's got this movie that he's doing. He's practicing with special effects. And I've seen some of these shorts that he's doing, how he's practicing with the makeup and different things he's doing, but it's called a zombie story, and he does have a Venmo. I want you guys to ask him about that, but he's selling these zombie magnets for $5, relatively cheap. But it goes along to help him create this movie that he's doing. And I really would love to see this movie take off, see him do well at this. But yeah, check out his YouTube. Ask him about the zombie magnets. Ask him about his movie that he's working on. If you like the video that I did today, Please give it a like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. I wanna help Jimmy out with this zombie movie that he's doing. But yeah, thanks for watching. Love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.